Hello everyone! Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of Silent Hill 3. I am the Black Shadow and, you know, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this video or not, but, you know, I'm feeling decent. You can thank the festive mood, we'll go with that, folks. But I figured I would take a little bit of time to show you some of the, there is actually loads of extra additional content in this game, folks. A lot of it is unlocked and waiting for you to get hold of it. I'm not going to show all of it because I'd be here all day. That and I'd have to beat the game about 10 times to show it all, technically, which I don't really fancy doing. But yeah, there is loads of stuff for you to do in this game once you have beaten it the first time using the extra new game mode here. This can be used for using a lot of the extra stuff that you've actually unlocked in the first place. You can do this to get hold of a couple of different endings to the game, to new types of new modes of game, new difficulties. All sorts of things, folks, you can do in this game, and I figured I'd spend a little bit of time to show you some of the maybe lesser known things about this game. Of course, everything's known now with the power of the internet, but you know, I think it'd be a nice idea for me to be able to at least demonstrate a bit for you while I've got a bit of time to do so. First things first is talking about all the stuff we unlocked at the end of the actual first playthrough. At least we did on this channel. So the first thing we well, I'm going to take it in random order, is we got about an extra costume that we've unlocked, hence this new option here. Now this will bring up a typewriter screen, which you can use this to unlock. There's a whole plethora of unlockable outfits for you. Some you can just unlock straight away. All you have to do is know the code. Some others, there's conditions you've got to fulfill before you can actually unlock the clothing. Various bits and pieces, folks. We did get hold of one, which you get for just completing the game once. Oh, this X button is getting dodgy. And that is with the code Happy Birthday. You do need to type things in as they are given to you, folks. They are case specific, so just be aware of that. So something like this, we can do this, enter that, and oh right, I've already got the one. Yeah, it gives you the Heather shirt, folks. Sorry, I just checked to make sure it worked off screen, folks. My bad. So it's all well and good. Other things we unlock, folks. There is also another option which isn't obvious where it is. But what you do also complete the game, you can unlock the extra options menu, folks. And access this, go to your normal options menu, and what you do is you press L1 or R, whichever one you fancy, and there's a hidden options menu that is now accessible, folks. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you... I'm pretty sure you can't access this originally. At the start, there's not many things you can actually adjust. As you see, there's not many things you can do at the moment. But as you go through the game and do more things, you can actually unlock more conditions. So, like, you make the amount of blood that comes. You can change the colour of the blood. So you can make it like black blood, which is kind of funny. You can reverse the walk running controls. You can change the noise effects. There's this one here, the number of bullets, folks. You can actually adjust the amount of bullets you receive when you pick up a set. So normally, like, we get a box of handgun rounds, you get like 10 bullets. I can change that. Well, now I get 20. I believe there is actually, if you do something, I forget what it is, but you can actually get, there's only 3 plus ×1, ×2, and a ×5 modifier. Which is pretty heinous, folks. So that's something that we can certainly do. I'm going to turn on for a little bit. Yeah, you can see there, if you change things to green, that's how you know they are altered. So that's a thing, folks. That's a thing. Yes, we should change them. Because I can. I suppose some other stuff that needs showing off regards as going to the actual extra new game here. Now, you remember we got hold of that Extreme 1 action level. I'm not actually going to demonstrate this, folks, but there is a whole set of different action levels, folks, available for us. Extreme 1 is one of them, folks. There are actually, I think there's 10 different extreme modes. The action gets gradually harder and harder. Enemies take more damage and do more damage, I assume. I think the last one's Extreme X. It's pretty ridiculous. So you could go through this game another 10 times in order to get hold of the Extreme X and beat that. There's a costume you can unlock for doing that, which is pretty ridiculous. If you've gone through the game 10 times, well done. That's about all I can say, because I'm not going to, because I'd rather spend that time doing other LPs. But I figured I'm prepared to do a little bit of extra work here, folks. I don't mind. So what we're going to do is not let the game do that. As awesome as that scene is, I still can't show it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the extra action, the extra game here. I'm just going to just go with normal here. That'll be fine. Although before we actually enter, there is one thing that we do need to do. Now bear in mind, of course, that this game is created by Konami. Now, who here remembers a very famous thing that Konami possess? And that unlocks lots of little things in little games. That would be something called, of course, the Konami Code. And Silent Hill 3 is no exception. The Konami Code can actually be used in this game as well. Although, what it unlocks, well, it's a thing. To access this, you'll need to go to Extra New Game. So you can only actually do this once you've unlocked it originally. And then when you have got hold of that, folks, you then need to actually enter in the actual Konami code, which, if memory serves me correctly, oh bloody hell, is that's the one. So, up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right. Oh no, hold on a sec. No, sorry, my bad. I think I've got a highlight. Sorry, my bad. So, up, up, down, down, left, right, circle, X. Choose your actions you wanted, and that.
Sexy.
That's clearly not what we heard the first time. And it alters something. Something, kind of unusual. I never thought I would show this off. But here we are in, well, it's about to be 2017. If there's, I might get something like New Year's Day or something. I'll try not for that. So this is the shirt we've unlocked initially of ever. Any new game you do start, extra new game I should say, starts you straight in the cafe. You don't do the amusement park nightmare again because, you know, it's unnecessary.
What a nightmare.
Agreed. I kind of like the, actually, I mean, say, there's a whole plethora of different costumes. Unfortunately, quite a few of them are only available on the original PS2 version. With the HD remake, quite a few of them were taken out because most of them were like codes released in like various magazines from like IGN, and, you know, all that sort of thing. And there were codes that they had exclusively, and you could only work out what they were. Damn, she ran fast. That. Douglas? I can't believe I'm about to show this. I can't believe I'm about to show this. For people who know exactly what this is, you're probably hanging your head in shame. For those of you who do not know what I've done, you're probably about to hang your heads in shame. But it's a thing you can do.
Yeah, I guess
and it's something I suppose I just have to show off. I know how popular Douglas seems to be amongst quite a lot of the people watching this LP, so I thought it was only fair.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to deny you this.
Okay, I will. I love you too, Dad.
Heather has got every reason to look a little bit confused here. Yep.
Heather, I need to speak with you.
Yep, folks.
My name is Douglas.
The Konami Code
detective.
means that Douglas dresses in his boxes.
Really?
For anyone who is rather disappointed, I don't blame you. But it's a thing you can do, folks, and it's even in the HD collection.
Hold on.
I bet you all wanted to see your hero down to his briefs and a coat and a tie and a hat.
My daddy always told me not to talk to strangers.
Yeah, strangers as in you're
very
fucking strange.
important.
See someone, get some help.
About your birth.
I'm not
Dear.
interested.
I think this scene is completely desynced, everyone, so whatever. So, yeah. We can spend the entire game, and every time we see Douglas, he's in his pants. Isn't that great? So, we got Heather here in her Heather shirt here. And anytime you want, it's under the items menu, all these. You can unequip them as you desire and go back into whatever costume you so want. It's a thing you can do. But I tell you what, I'm going to keep her in this. I think it's kind of cool, actually. I like it. Just that. You may also remember there was a variety of items that we also picked up at the end of the last playthrough. And you might be wondering, well, where the hell are they? I mean, you know, not an armed inventory, just had a knife. Well, we'll go hunting for some of these. It's not too bad though. We don't have to look too hard for it, mind you. The first one actually is down here on the left side. Instead of heading down the alleyway here, which of course we do need to do to carry on the game, if we head over here, over to the cellar boxes over here, you'll find something that clearly was not there the first time. And that is our unlimited submachine gun. Oh yeah, for killing God with a yeah, Ever's got a gun indeed. For completing the game, the final boss, and killing it with a melee hit, you get hold of the unlimited submachine gun. Fires unlimited rounds, no submachine gun bullets necessary. You can just keep firing until the cows come home. It will lower your end of game ranking, unfortunately, which is a problem, but it's a limited submachine gun, folks. Fucking awesome. Gonna mow me down some bitches with this. Hey, lovely stuff. So yeah, so this is pretty awesome. We can just mow down whatever we like. We also did pick up some other bits and pieces as well, so I suppose we better grab hold of that. It's kind of weird seeing Heather in jeans after the whole time having a skirt and all that. It's just, yeah, it's a thing. So there is a couple of other things I do want to show off. There's one more thing I want to show off, and I'm going to start cutting the video because the other bits I want to show I can't do immediately. Game, thank you. Because the other ones are going to require me to do a little bit of travelling until I can show you the next set of items. And as I said, there is loads of things that I haven't showed off for you guys yet. Loads of things. You know, and there's a lot of things I won't be able to show off in just this video. There are so many different things. And this is just a selection of few things that I wanted to show off. Of course, we've been here before. With Jerkoff over the left side, who's about to murder them. Huh! Who needs that puny handgun? I have an unlimited machine gun! I do not need such toys! So yeah, so we can come over here. Remember there's handgun bullets over here. But of course, we've got it on double bullet multiplier, so they come in boxes of 20. Isn't that nice? Very nice. Lovely. Okay then, so let's continue on. We'll just run through this first little area here. Where the hell's the map? Is it here? There's the map. Good. Couldn't remember where it was, folks. Couldn't remember. Where am I? Okay, I need to go down the... I don't even remember exactly where I gotta go. Oh, wait, no, we need to go on the stairs, don't we? Yeah. You know, after spending all that time, you know, a good couple of hours preparing to take on the god boss fight, I mean, mine's a little bit shot right now. But I'm doing my damnedest. You can get fucked. Come on! Fool! Bye! No, I said, shut it. Freak. So yeah, the unlimited submachine gun is an awesome one, but I think it's just, you know, it's great fun. And to be fair, I need to be killing some enemies as well, because there is something else I need to show at the end of this video. But first thing we're going to do is head into Helen's Bakery. You remember the other weapon we picked up? The flamethrower? Well, we got our pair of tongs. We should find... There it is. This is where you can pick up the flamethrower. Very nice. It can actually be upgraded. Yeah, it'll roast the bad guys. I don't have to worry about fuel either. It's pretty awesome. You can actually make this gun stronger by getting a 10-star ranking. It's really powerful. And a nice little thing as well, if you now have a look at this little poster here, instead of crispy toast bread, it's now crispy toasted dead. It's a nice little touch. So again, this is unlimited ammo as well, so we can take on these guys with relative impunity. How about you? Oh shit. Made a mistake. Whoops. Die! It's not being most effective thing in the world. Why would you die? Perish in flames. You're not perishing. Do you really wish to be destroyed by a limited submachine gun? You clearly do. You paid for this. You asked for punishment. You will certainly be receiving it. Yeah, the flamethrower is kind of a bit of a weird weapon at getting it to land. Shut your keister. It's nice to actually be able to take on these guys. Well, I mean, we spent so much bloody time not actually being able to do anything with them, just having to constantly run away. So it's nice to be able to actually do something against them. That's nice. Right then, folks, so that ends this little first bit of the of this. There's a few extra other things I want to show off, folks, but gonna have to do a little bit of travelling to reach them. So I will be catching you guys in a short moment. Alright then, folks. Show you the limited submachine gun and how to get hold of that. Remember from getting hold for taking out the god end boss with a melee weapon. Showing a little bit of the flamethrower. It's kind of a weird weapon. There's some enemies it's not very effective against. A lot of the bigger enemies it's not great against. Although it's quite useful against. If you try using the flamethrower on the actual worm boss at the end of the mall, it's actually very effective, actually. So yeah, the flamethrower you get hold of by completing a game, the first game, and killing more enemies using firearms than you would do with melee attacks, which, to be honest, probably more people got this first. However, there is an alternative weapon to this, folks. What if, instead of that, you have decided that you're going to beat the crap out of everything you find with pipes and swords and knives and, you know, with your bitter hands and... That's a terrible reference. Sorry, Hogs of War. I tried. So there is a alternate weapon where you can get hold of if you don't, you kill more enemies using fighting, then shooting. That also counts for any enemies that are arriving on the ground, you kick them dead. This item is actually very hard to find, believe it or not, folks. It's very easy to miss this weapon. It's a good weapon, though, actually. We are back here in the second floor here area. So that was where we get hold of the flamethrower, over there. So I'll show you where you get hold of this weapon. What we need to do is we need to head all the way down this corridor here. You remember when we get hold of the tongs from the bread shop, we've got to use to get hold of the key for the bookshop. We want to go past that, and what we want to do is go down to the doorway over here, folks. Okay, I know you can't see too well, but I've got no flashlight at the moment. And there, we can have a look at this doorknob. It says, well, what a weird doorknob. I bet I could take it off. And we get hold of this thing. The Beam Saber. This is an unusual weapon, but it is a very powerful weapon if wielded correctly, folks. A sword shining with a strange force. I'm sure you guys all know what this will remind you of once you first see it. This, ladies and gentlemen, is basically a lightsaber. I do believe, actually, when the developers brought this in, the original intention wasn't for it to be a lightsaber. I think it was like something slightly different, but for all intents and purposes, that is exactly what this is, folks. It is a very powerful melee weapon, folks. But like all melee weapons, you need to practice a little bit, and you need to, get used to using them. Melee combat in this game, especially on the hard action difficulties, can be very tricky and can be very costly to your life, folks. So I'll give you a little demo of this. Let's get some enemies, folks, shall we? Let's get the let's go get the enemies that spawn in this corridor. You know, the ones by getting out using the tongs, that sort of thing. Let's do that. Yeah, I'll grab all that. Why not? So we'll come up here quickly, grab hold of that. There's more to show you, I'm sure. I'm sure you guys just saw that. We'll get there, folks. Give me time. So we'll get hold of the key tape with tongs. One thing as well, I actually found out in between looking. I had to look it up to find out where the heck it was, folks. This life display thing, I was like, what's going on? I was looking in the options menu, in the extra option menu. You can't find it in there. You need to actually be in-game and go into the extra options menu, and you'll get this here, the life gauge, which we're going to turn on just to show this off, actually. It can be quite useful. I'll show this to you guys here. So this will appear at the top right. The yellow bar is your current health. The green bar is actually your stamina. As you know, like if you're running around a lot, like especially around Silent Hill, after running around for a bit, you sort of slow down. Eventually, you need to catch your breath. The only reason it's only half full is that the other half of the gauge is for something else. If you use an ampoule, I didn't actually know this. If you use an ampoule, not only will it fully restore your health, it will actually give you unlimited stamina for a time. I didn't actually quite know that was a thing. Yeah, it's an interesting way of sort of seeing what actions you take and how they affect how they affect you and the damage. So I'm getting a rough idea for that. It's different, so I figured I'd show it off. Anyways, beam saber. Right. Ow. You're going to pay for that. Piece of shit. So yeah, the beam saber is an incredibly powerful melee weapon. Trying to use it, though, can be awkward. Your best bet, generally speaking, is to... I've practiced this a little bit. Is to try and... ow. You're going to pay for that. Nope. Shit. Yeah, so you see, this will happen a lot of times. If you're trying to take on enemies with melee weapons, they'll tend to sort of back away when you strike. Ow. What you're better off trying to do a lot of the time is you need to either catch them off guard, or you kind of have to play like a... get them to attack you, and then use your block command, block their attack, and then counter. It seems to be a pretty effective way of going, but you'll see that a lot when you try and take on a lot of enemies with melee weapons, is they will actively, especially on the hard difficulties, they will stay out of your melee range, wait for you to attack, and then they'll counter-attack you. It's quite clever that they do that, actually. But it is a problem. So you do need to practice using this a little bit, like any other melee weapon, folks. But the beam saber is incredibly powerful if you can get the shots to land. This can also be used against some of the larger enemies in the game. We'll take some of these. I think they're called closers. This is not a good place to fight in. I want to get in that little open area, folks. You can take these on in a couple of ways. I mean, if you would just want to get down and dirty, best thing to do is block the attack. Notice how you still take some damage there when you do that, everyone. But you see there, already dead. That's pretty impressive, folks. The strong attack can do a huge amount of damage, you know, you've got to be very careful taking these guys on. Of course, another alternative we could take here is if I take on this one here, especially against something like closers, especially, you want to be trying to like circle around because they're very, very cumbersome. Other enemies like insane cancers, the big guys, a bit different. But these guys, you know, just run behind them and have at them. Ah, shit. Oh, wow. He did his other attack, which was slower. I wasn't ready for that. Bastard. You're going to pay for that. So you get an idea for how different things cause different amounts of stamina and how much you've got to sort of regain. Interesting note, if you play this game on easy, you actually get double health and double stamina. That's the way of games making it even easier for you. It gives you double health and double stamina. It's pretty awesome. So that's a thing. A little trick as well with using the beam saber, if you ever want to play around with this. I don't know if you will, but one thing I noticed, there is a slight problem with the beam saber itself, in that when you ready the weapon like this, and you do that, you can't actually do anything when you're readying the beam saber. You can't move, you can't attack, you can't block, you can't do anything. So, if an enemy is approaching you, you have to stand there for like a second to 2 seconds, and you're an open target. So a little trick to employ with the beam saber is instead of standing there and activating it, be on the move. Because what you can do, if you're like moving forwards, it readies automatically. And so what you can do is readies and you can attack immediately. Very handy that, folks. Also works if you're going backwards as well. You can do the same thing. And that can avoid eliminating that open period, folks. It's very painful, and that can cost you a lot of damage. I mean, the beam saber's a lot of fun to use, but if you're going to keep taking damage, you're going to kind of be put off, folks. So a little bit of practice is required with the beam saber, but it's very powerful, and I highly advise, have a little play of it, get used to it, and you will be swatting down these enemies like they are nothing. It's great fun. Right, okay, so that's enough for the free special weapons here. There are more special weapons to show off, folks. But before that, something else I want to show, which I tried to show during the main campaign, but I did fail to do so. So I thought, you know what? While doing all this back and forth, yeah, I'll show that off as well. So give me 2 seconds as we travel through time. Alright, folks, so the next location on our grand tour is actually the subway after the mall here, folks. There's something I tried to show off during the main campaign. Oops, sorry about that. So I was trying to show off during the main campaign, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do that. I kind of tried to show it off, but I made a bit of a hash of it, folks, and I know why. There's something I do want to show off, folks. So let us go for a little bit of a journey. How do I get back? Same place? Yeah. So this is the ticket stand here. That's where we get hold of the map on the left side. We come in through this area through the other side here. Over this direction. We come through here. This is where we enter from the mall area. And obviously we've got to go down to Hazel Street, or whatever street it is, or Bourbon Street, whatever it is. Now, there is a little file that I didn't show off to you guys before you head through the confessional stand, the ticket stand here. And that is on top of these ticket machines over here, which are very nicely actually highlighted on your map, folks, as a nice little convenient reminder. Let's have a read, shall we? There's a reason I'm showing you this file. There's a reason. Fatal accident at Hazel Street. At about 11 PM on the 4th, a man waiting on the platform of Hazel Street Station fell onto the tracks and was decapitated by the arriving St. Renata College-bound train. The victim died instantly. While police have not yet determined whether the death of the accident was an accident or suicide, witnesses report that the victim did not look inebriated and seemed to jump off the platform deliberately. The victim's identity is still unknown. He was approximately 40 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall, and was wearing a black jacket. Except the newspaper is 4 months old. Now, a couple of you gumshoes out there may realise what this is immediately relating to. And this is to a certain book, which I showed off to you guys, but didn't do a very good job of actually doing that, folks. I just have to remember where exactly it is. So let's head down Hazel Street. No, it's not this one. Okay, it's the other one, folks. Couldn't remember exactly which one it is. Where the hell am I going? Oh, man. We went there during the original game. And I can't remember where it was. Okay, it's not that one either. Damn, how do I do this? I forget now. Maybe I've got to go down... No, that's it. I've got to go downstairs, folks. My apologies. Been a while since... I had to do a couple of little runs through the game for reasons you'll soon see, but I kind of didn't pay 100% attention to what I was doing. So if we go and read that newspaper, which is important, you must read the newspaper in order to do this, folks. And what we want to do is we want to head down to Platform 3, which is Bergen Street. Platform 4 being the Renata College line. I believe it's Platform 3 we need. Or is it Platform 4? No, it is Platform 4. My apologies. Which makes sense, yeah. Remember it's said about the college Renata College line, which is, as you can see there, Platform 4. So we need Platform 4. It's also the one that is next to the save point down here as a extra clue. Let's head along on this down here, this way. And if we come down here, you remember this book, everyone? You should do. The book here on the occult magazine here, yes. And remember how it talked about, like, the souls who have died suddenly, don't realise they're dead, haunt places, spirits, all that sorts of bits and pieces. And I was sort of kind of foreboding as to what exactly that meant. Now, of course, in the actual main LP, nothing happened. The reason for that is that you also need to read the newspaper, which I completely forgot existed. I completely and utterly blanked on that. I walked past it, fine. But what happens if, you see, what you need to do here is you can read both of those, and then head on down to platform 4 here. And something happens. This is completely optional, folks. You guys do not need to do this. But a cutscene will play. Shouldn't be standing past the yellow markers. And you'll actually get pushed into the track. Did you hear that, everyone? You need to very quickly get off the tracks. Otherwise, yeah. You die. I tried to show that off during the main LP, and I completely failed. So, apologies for that. But I figured, hey, I'll show it to you now. So that's a thing that you can do. There's absolutely no need to go anywhere near Platform 4, folks. There's no need. But if you do, that can happen. Lovely. Okay then, so next on the agenda, and this is going to be a nightmare to put this all together. Oh my goodness. I've got saves galore of all sorts of things I've done here. Oh boy. So the next place we're going to go to is the sewer. Let's go to the sewer. This is where you can find another couple special weapons, everyone. Some of you guys will probably know about this, but some of you might not. Obviously, so you go through the entire subway area, you enter the sewers, go through the whole mess that's down here, and eventually you'll get to these set of rooms. You'll remember this place is where the that tentacle monstery thing in the water is that killed everyone, and you know, you try and go across the walkway, and it'll then kill you. And there was several people who speculated on the possible origin or possible meaning of said tentacles. Thank you for that. So there's something extra that we can do here. Again, this is on an extra new game. Most of these things you can only do on extra new games, everyone. The subway thing you can do on any point, but the majority of this, you've got to do this on a new game. So, let's go and use our dryer that we found earlier. And as we, of course, we chuck this in the water. And electrocute the damn thing. And murder it. Murder it good. Stupid hentai monster. That's all well and good. We can now cross and, you know, the day is saved. Except before we do, I don't know how you're supposed to know this is here. But it is here. Take a turn stage left towards this grating here. And you press the X button. Will you drop the steel pipe into the pool? Now you might be wondering, why? It's a bit random, folks. I mean, it's like this. You've never seen anything like this before. Okay, fine. Just do it. See what happens. Don't want that stinking pipe anyway. Oh, hello.
What was it that you dropped? Was it this precious gold pipe?
So you will be greeted by what can only be defined as a scary-looking spirit, folks. She will ask you a series of questions. Answer them truthfully. Go with it. Did we drop a gold pipe? Looks nice, but admittedly we didn't.
Well then, was it this magnificent silver pipe?
Not too sure what's so magnificent about it, but no, it wasn't that either.
Perhaps it was only this filthy steel pipe that you dropped.
Aha! You got it.
Ah, I have finally found a truly honest person.
Yes, folks, that did used to say man.
In return, I will give you both the gold pipe and the silver pipe to keep.
It used to say Silver Man in the original Silent Hill 3, folks. It's a thing. So if you answer the 3 questions truthfully, you'll get hold of a gold pipe and a silver pipe. You'll also get your steel pipe back as well. If you lie, you get nothing. These are officially counted as secret weapons. It's a bit of a weird one, folks. So here's our normal steel pipe. It's about 3 feet long. The silver pipe, how gorgeous! It's no stronger than the steel pipe, though, but good against vampires and werewolves, everyone. I cannot confirm nor deny those statements. And the gold pipe, which looks very snazzy, but it's not strong at all. Well, maybe I can sell it. So you can pick up these. These in gameplay work absolutely no different to the steel pipe. They are exactly the same, just except that they, well, they look shiny. You know, isn't that a good thing? So, yeah, that's a little thing you can do. Again, they work exactly the same as the steel pipe. There is no difference, just one's silver, one's gold. It's a thing, everyone. No, I don't know why. Anyways, folks, so that is all for that. So, there's more stuff yet for me to show you. And this is probably going to be the most important part of this video, folks. Something which I did in the original game. I didn't do in Silent Hill 2, but you've caught me on a good day. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, so I've shown you all the secret weapons of the game. That's technically not actually true, but for some intent purposes, go in that. Now, there is one more thing which I figure I'm going to show you guys. And again, I hadn't planned on doing this originally because it's a bit of work to get it to get this. But from what I've been told, it's worth it. And also, if you want to max out your achievement/trophy list, it's something you're going to have to do as well. And that concerns our 3 endings of the game. Now, you've seen the canonical one, the whatever it's called. The normal one, folks, you know, where Heather scares Douglas, all that sort of thing, that's all well and good. There is the so-called possessed ending, which I'm not actually going to show you because there really is absolutely nothing to show. All it is basically, instead of Heather coming back to sort of get Douglas and that sort of thing, instead she murders him. Why? Don't really know. I mean, there's no dialogue. All there is literally a scene of Heather holding a knife, it's bloodied, and Douglas dead on the floor. Cut to credits. It's literally all there is, folks. I'm not going to show you that. But there is a 3rd ending to this game, which is not easy to get hold of, folks. And we need to get hold of a couple of useful tidbits in order to do this. You need to be on an extra new game to do this. There is a costume which is handy to have, but you don't necessarily, you know, you don't need it to do this, but it can be handy, folks. I'll give you the code. You have to have completed a extra new game first to do this. And the code you will require is this one. And I'm sure there are some people that have got grins on their faces because they know where this is going. Oh, man. Just as a spoiler here, I've never actually seen this ending. I know it exists. I don't know. I've never seen it. It should be fun. So we're going to need this code here. Princess Heart, as spelt. Now, this will give you a special little costume for you to use. Again, not necessary, but it can help. Now, the only other condition you must have fulfilled is you need to do an extra new game. However, before you do this, you need to have got a combined total of 333 kills in all your previous games. Now, there are not enough enemies in one playthrough of this game to do this. I mean, I went through, killed everything I could find, and I got about 260 enemies, and that was on a hard action level, folks. There aren't enough, so you will need to play through the game twice, possibly 3 times, depending on what you've done. You know, like my first game, I only killed like 20 things. So that's a thing. But Once you've completed that and you have killed 333 enemies, you'll get hold of another special weapon, folks, which is critical to this ending. So, we've got our extra costume. We have already got our weapon, folks, so we're going to go ahead and do another new game. Let's just do normal. It doesn't matter what difficulty you do this on. Right then, folks. So here we are back into the bar from the very start of the game. So you've killed 333 enemies, and you start another new game. Doesn't matter which difficulty it is. First thing you may well see is this. Now, I'm sure you can see those halos of the sun floating around Heather's head here. Obviously, that's not happened before, everyone. It's a thing. Now, this means that you have gotten hold of something rather unique. Let's head outside here quickly, and we're going to do a little bit of running around, folks. Now, what we have is we've gotten hold of a weapon called the Heather Beam. Now, the Heather Beam is a very unorthodox weapon. Its effectiveness, well, your mileage can certainly vary on this. But it is a weapon that you'll need crucially in order to complete this game, or to get hold of this ending here. Now, you may notice if we look in the weapon section, there's no Heather Beam. Because it's not a weapon that you equip. It's a weapon that, if anything, you unequip for. If you don't have any weapons on your persons at any point in this game, you will have, instead of being, like, unarmed and unable to attack, instead you will have access to Heather Beam. Which is a very unusual weapon. We're just going to run through these first few areas just to meet up with an enemy I can actually fight, so I can show this off. I suppose I could have gone through there, but this is going to be a long enough video as it is, so whatever. I'm not too fussed. Yeah, you suck. Stupid thing. Have it, you, sir. Oh. It's a monster! Ah! So grab hold of some ammo. Of course, there's 2 boxes. Remember, this is on normal action difficulty, not hard. Interesting note, if you actually do this on easy, the gun's already loaded, even though you just shot a monster to death. Continuity errors, everyone! Isn't it glorious? Oh, grab hold of the map, why not? I'm feeling benevolent. So what we're going to need to do here, folks, is we are going to need to head through here. And of course, we've got this tool who needs putting down. Now, rather than using any of our actual equipped weapons, we need to unequip for this. And the Heather Beam will be automatically used. Well, what is it, Shadow? Is it some kind of other melee weapon? It sounds like, you know, you've got the Beam Saber. Is it that? No. No, it's not. Allow me to introduce you. You, sir, you're dead. Oh, fucking thing. The thing doesn't always, admittedly, actually hit for some reason. It's a bit fiddly. This is basically a homing laser beam, everyone. You didn't just see that, right? It comes out of her damn eyes. And it is a homing beam of death and destruction. It's brutal. The weapon uses up quite a lot of your stamina, unfortunately, and actually it's a big opportunity to actually show this off to you here. If you're going to do this, it is actually a good idea to turn your live display on, because this weapon is a major drain on your stamina, and of course, if you run out of stamina, you can't actually use this weapon. It's a problem. But yeah, the Heather Beam is a very unorthodox weapon, so it's basically laser beams, and these will actually, they are homing. They can be used to shoot around corners. They can actually be used to shoot through things as well. You can actually shoot through walls with this thing. And as long as you have an enemy to target, it will actually track them down and murder it. For some reason, it doesn't always seem to actually do damage. It's a bit fiddly like that. But you are seeing this correctly. The way to know if it's doing damage or not is listen to the enemy. you're waiting for, what you're waiting for is to hear the actual sound of the enemy taking damage, because it doesn't always happen. You can see how it will actually crash your stamina, and say if you run out of that, you can't actually use the weapon, you're completely defenseless. So that's a problem. Again, if you're that worried about it, use an ampoule, use unlimited stamina for a time, then you don't have to worry about it. So yeah, so this is it's a very unorthodox weapon, but the fact is, this can shoot through walls. That's pretty awesome. It's also homing. It's utterly bizarre. Oh, I've shown some strange things on this channel in 5 years. This could well be one of the weirder ones. Although it's only going to get stranger, folks. So that is that. However, as those gumshoes of you already know, there is a alternate version of this. There's actually 2 attacks. You can use that if you hold the forward button while attacking. You'll also use this attack here. These are like energy balls that can also be used. They're free aiming, but they can bounce. That's kind of cool. They can do damage as well. Let's deal with this other guy as well. You know, I'll show this off here. There's plenty of time to show this in all of its glory, folks. Believe me. Gotta head to the bakery, don't I? And get hold of my thing. So yeah, we'll head in here. I need to get hold of my tongs because I need to trigger the enemies in the corridor to show off the rest of this. It's just bizarre, this. Where's he gone? There you are. So yeah, so as long as Heather can quote unquote see the enemy, it's kind of hard to explain. But as long as she can actually see it, the beams will automatically hover towards the enemy, folks. You can sort of alter the trajectory of your attacks as well. But they'll hover towards whatever she's seeing. It can be used as well to attack multiple enemies at the same time, although it may not stun them. And so they may just close in and just kill you, which is a problem. So, there's more to this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get these enemies in here to spawn by getting a hold of the key for the bookstore. Because, of course, we'll be needing this to complete the game. Get all of them. So, there is an upgraded version of this. And this is what that Princess Heart thing was for. That will give you access to an additional costume, which you need to have completed an extra new game to get hold of anyways. Thank you, Heather. Oh, man, I can't believe I'm about to show this. Oh, man. I never thought I was going to do this, folks. Transform costume. It's a costume to change into the magic girl, Princess Heart. Please, Konami, don't kill my my channel for this, please. So, this, everyone, this is a thing. Oh, boy. Can't believe I'm watching this. No, I have no comments for this. So this is the... Oh my god. So this is the Princess Heart costume, everyone. So you do need to get hold of this anyways for an achievement. But there's a reason I'm showing this off. This can also use the Heather Beam attack, like any costume. But this one modifies it and makes it arguably stronger. It does use a lot more stamina, unfortunately. Hence why I've got the bar to show you this. So, you, sir, you need to die. Bye! Yeah, so this will shoot both homing balls. It will also shoot the free aim ones. It's pretty damn powerful, everyone. But as you can see, it trashes your stamina, which is unfortunate. There's also this version as well, like an eye beam that makes you think like you're some kind of superhero. I don't know, folks. Just, I don't know. It is quite absurd, everyone. It is quite absurd. But yes, these so-called sexy beam, for reasons, well, you can hear it. So this is an upgraded version of the weapon. It does do more damage, but as you can see, it will destroy your stamina, especially in the hard difficulties. Not so bad if you're playing this game on easy, we get double stamina. It's not so bad, but when you've only got not very much, it's a problem. So why exactly am I showing all this off to you folks? Well, A, because it's absurd. But B, because, as I said, you will require the Heather Beam in order to actually access this third ending to the game. What you will need to do is you will need to go through the game and you will need to kill a total of at least 30 enemies with either the Heather Beam or the Sexy Beam or a combination of the both, whatever you want to describe it. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some people that are going to say how this is notoriously awkward to get on the HD version because it's not perfect. I'm happy to admit that. And sometimes the counting seems to be a bit odd, and it took me a few attempts to actually get this right. My advice to you folks is play this game on easy action difficulty and murder everything you see with just the Heather Beam. That is it. Don't use any other weapons at all, just use that exclusively. Some enemies are harder to kill than others. The ones that like fly through the area, if you hit them, they speed up dramatically. So you've got to be very careful with them. And they're very hard to dodge. You know, you can't really run away and get stamina very much because they just chase you down. It's a problem. But this is something you'll need to do. You will need to... let's go to the soft reset here. You will need to kill a total of 30 enemies and proceed through the game. And you'll need to get all the way up to the apartment block, the Daisy Villa apartment block where Harry lives. So you've got to go through the mall, you've got to go through the subway station, you've got to go through the sewer section. And then you'll eventually get to the apartments, folks. You see, I did this on easy action difficulty, it makes no difference. Now, there is one thing you must make sure you do. I don't know if it's entering the actual apartment or the block itself. Before you enter the actual building, we'll just go with that, unequip all weapons you have on you. Do not walk in here equipped with a weapon, folks. It is a weird condition, but it's one that apparently exists. Unequip your weapons, folks. You must do this. So you've made your way, you've struggled, and it is a bit of a struggle if you're not used to using these weapons, the Heather Beam. You've struggled all your way through to this area. So you can see here, easy, doubles your stats, it's awesome. And you've made your way all the way to Harry's apartment. You've murdered everything you've seen. It's been glorious. This is where things slightly derail. This may or may not come up with content ID. Konami, I know you're probably going to watch this at some point. I've not even seen this before myself, but I've heard it's pretty darn good. So for the purposes of the children, let's all gather together around the campfire and enjoy. What have I done?
I'm home, Dad. Listen, something crazy's going on.
What is this?
It's like this.
Is that James in the background?
And that's about it.
It's an alien! They're having tea! What is going on?
Oh, Dad, you're the coolest!
What is going on? Harry! I've never seen this. Oh dear. Nutty! Well, to be fair, you could argue it's good riddance. Oh my god. And Silent Hill was no more! What? Who's this? What is happening? Well, I don't know, it's pretty cool. Honesty helps you grow big and where is this going? The Silent Hill song. Excuse me? What is happening? There is a face on... What? What? What's happening? Am I hallucinating? I think I might be. Claudia! Thank God! What's happening? I'm scared! I've never seen this before! What is happening? Oh my God! What is happening here, everyone? I don't know. Oh my God. I mean, the Silent Hill 1 was a bit odd. The Silent Hill 1 was crazy. The Silent Hill 2 one I have seen and is also a little bit weird. This is... This is a new low. Hey, Vincent! I still kind of like Vincent. I can't listen to him and not think of Sensei. People know what I'm talking about. He walks old ladies across the street! Well, folks, I do apologise for the slight delays that have been in recording this this Let's Play series. But I thought, you know what, I'll make it up to you guys. And I thought perhaps this might be a good way to do that, to show the UFO ending to Silent Hill 3. I may be regretting that decision. Douglas, everyone's favourite on this channel. I don't know why he's so popular with you guys, I don't get it. He's not really a true blue PI. He smells of the sea! Because he sells fish on the sly. Oh my God. Oh dear, I mean... Oh my God! What is happening? I don't think there's any other way I could end this Let's Play series, but on this by the looks of it. Oh my God. She is? Well, technically. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching along what has been an interesting LP of Silent Hill 3. Hopefully it won't be so long until the next one. Thanks for watching. Sleep well, everyone. Sleep well. God help us all.